I had been working in human services in Lebanon County off and on, for many of them, for a number of years. And there was a great need of all things in Lebanon. They needed some place to live, particularly women with children.
I took on the task originally of raising the funds and organizing the effort to start the Agape Family Shelter. One day when I was driving by this building that's now Agape Family Shelter, and it was a sad looking building. It was falling apart and the porch was falling off, and it had for sale sign, and so I called, I don't know if I called Ruth, I think maybe I called Ruth, and I said, I think I found our shelter. The organizational part of it was interesting because I immediately thought, since I'd had such good luck with Jim Hanford, that I could go to the people who normally support charitable things in the community, people that have given lots of money to the YMCA and the library and things like that, and that they would just sort of come up with all we needed. I found that that was not going to be the case.
I don't think we were really sure it was needed.
No, and they also had misgivings about using a downtown historic mansion to house homeless women and children. I fear, had the view that you should store them somewhere out of sight. I said, you know, we need to have these women have a positive self-image. They need to come in here and know that we in the community think highly enough of them that we want to put them up in this marvelous old house and help them to get back on their feet.
An important feature of this when we started it was that we didn't just want to be a shelter to allow people, how do I say that, to help them for the minute and then turn them out and they would be in the same place they were before. But we wanted to provide a base where they could take stock of who they were, what had happened to them, how to change their world, and then the resources that they needed to go out and take care of their family.
It did go rather quickly, and we had a wonderful opening ceremony here, I remember, and it was quite a day, and it is hard to believe that that's 25 years ago.
I think what makes Agape effective in this community is that we have a safe place for people to come, a safe place for women and their children, where they are loved and encouraged and nurtured, taught.
I was really worried where was I going to sleep, but then I knew I was going to be safe because I had a place to sleep once I came here.
I came here back in 2003 with my kids because I had no place else to go.
We had been through a rough time. Our landlord sold our house out from under us, and after a few months we had nowhere else to go, and God brought us here.
The reason I came down here, I'm from New York City, and I was going through some problems with my landlord. There was a lot of domestic violence in the household. I was renting an apartment upstairs and my landlord lived downstairs, and it was very unsafe for me and my daughter at the time.
When they come here, they are safe, and that is a load off their mind. So safety first. Secondly, we have a structured program where the women have to make meals for their children. They need to keep their children clean. They need to keep their rooms clean. They have responsibility within this house to do chores.
Being here isn't hard, it's just following the rules, and it does help you manage a lot of things in life, like having your house clean and learning how to manage your money, and I think that after I come out of here I'll be able to manage my life better.
I am working full-time, and my goal is first get my GED and go to college.
My dreams was for me to get established with a job, with a school, attain my GED at the time.
what I would want people to know about Agape is that we are 100% true to the roots of this organization. The people who founded this organization wanted a home environment, a family environment, an environment where women just didn't come in homeless one day and leave the next. A place where women can grow and develop and gain independence and transform their lives, and that is what we do.
There was one time when we opened our doors to a girl that was pregnant at the time. She had a terrible life. And she felt that she was not worthy of anyone dealing with her. And we saw what God did in that girl's life. We nurtured her, taught her about the Lord, told her about being a mother, and she just took it all in. When she found a place, she went to school, became a nurse, and just her life totally changed.
You really can't put into words when you have nowhere to go and feel unloved, and then you come into a place that is a home.
There is a lot of love. I think there's a lot of love and friendship around here.
Agape is a huge family.
I'd say the most important thing about Agape is it is home. Agape means unconditional love, and that is the first and foremost up front here. It doesn't matter where you come from, what's going on in your life, you have a place to go where you're welcomed, and I always tear up, where you're welcomed, where you're wanted, and where people care.
I had a woman who come here, Brandy, and she came in one day. She had called me first, and she came in and sat down, and I liked her right away. She had a real nice heart about her, and she told me what had happened, that she had been living, helping as a caretaker for a family, and that became a non-existent position.
The family friend that I lived with, I was helping with her disabled daughter, and at one point in time she decided to let me go. She kicked me and my children out.
But that's where they lived, and she had no other family or friends to go to, and she didn't know what she was doing. She just didn't know what she was going to do with two children, a boy and a girl. And so I talked to her for a while and got a real sense of what was going on.
The first day was wonderful. Mrs. Smith, Miss Bree, and Miss Becky welcomed us with open arms. They let us know that this was home and we were safe and secure.
I decided that I would accept Brandy because she had a lot of real powerful attributes that she was going to do something with her life, and I wanted to assist in that in any way that I could.
I was reassured that I could stay as long as I needed to, as long as I abide by the rules of the house, make it home, make it where our children, where my children were safe.
When they got here, and this is a long story, I'll try to make it short, Brandy did fantastic. She didn't go to work right away, but then she got a fantastic job, which she's had for a year as of this time, working at Turkey Hill. Her children are going to school. They are doing a fantastic job. Brandy lost so much weight and looks fantastic and feels empowered and good about herself.
She got us on a schedule. She got us back to where we should have been years before. We have certain times to be up by, certain times we went to bed, certain time to have bath time, dinner time, to clean up after ourselves, to make sure that we were responsible for having food for our family. Before we came to Agape, we knew there was a God, we believed in God. We weren't formally introduced until we came to Agape Family Shelter.
She heard about the Lord, she knows about the Lord, she's reading materials about the Lord, and now she has the seeds planted within inside her, and really that's what we're trying to do, plant seeds, so that people will know Jesus Christ is alive.
There's no words to even put together to make Mrs. Smith, besides Mrs. Smith. She's full of love, always. Always full of love. No matter what you do, no matter what happens, she's done everything in her power to show the love that she can give.
And I'm really hoping that she continues on this wonderful path that she's on. And I'm thankful that she came into my life.
I want someone to know that everyone's thankful for what you've given and the love that you've shown to all of us.